All right, again, you're at the Sideline Radio Show, News Radio 1490 WTTB, where your sideline pass is good every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. We got Nate Pryor right in the middle of Media Day out here in Vero Beach High School. Nate, how you like us media people anyway?
Y'all treat us pretty good.
It's hot out here today, man. I know you're ready to get back, get this beautiful new uniform on. You think they can get that any tighter?
No, this too tight.
Now, you're hard to bring down as it is. Is that going to make it harder?
Oh, no. It's my benefit.
It's your benefit. Attaboy. Now, you had a pretty good amount of touches last year, running with Charlie Miller, Raheem Marshall, and Jeremy Bell. Now, you're going to be the go-to target. What are you looking forward to this season?
I'm looking forward to a lot.
You looking forward to a lot of touches?
Yes, sir.
You going to run backwards or forward?
Forwards.
That's what I like to hear. I'm sure Coach Jay wants to hear that, too.
Well, Nate, tell me about some of the colleges talking to you right now. What's going on with the correspondence and what schools you're looking at?
Right now I'm looking into, right now I have offers from a school called Colgate, Louisiana, and Bethune-Cookman, but that's
where DJ's going, right?
DJ's going to Cornell.
Cornell, okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
And I should be getting some offers from Ohio State and Minnesota when the season started, if I do what I have to do in Ohio. And it's a couple other schools, but.
Now you want to play for Urban Meyer?
No, sir.
At least he's honest. At least he's honest. All right, you got the whole schedule to look at. What are you looking forward to this year? What games on your list?
The school, I'm focused on all of them, but the ones I think that's going to give us a run, it's going to be a good game in Central, and maybe Treasure Coast. Maybe.
Maybe.
How about Sebastian? No.
Sebastian. Oh, don't give him any credit, huh?
There you go.
Now you know they're going to see this before the first game.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So what do you got to tell them?
I see the ripples running through.
Come at us hard. I'll go home.
You better show that shark pride, huh? Hey, Nate, thanks for stopping by, man. Get out of the seat. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Buddy. All right. Again, you're with News Radio 1490 WTTB, the Sideline, where your sideline pass is good every Monday through Friday. We're here with Coach Teddy Floyd, our man of the hour, and his beautiful Terry Floyd, yes. And we're with Mike and Derek. Now, Media Day, Coach Floyd, this is your favorite day of the year.
Yes, it is. This is one of the days where we get to be just what we are, who we are, showing that Indian pride, and it's just for the community. We just like what we're doing.
Now we get to get out here and show everybody the 12th man what this is all about. These kids love being out here. Now it's hot. They're all complaining that they haven't been fed. Coach, what's up with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Get on your job, Bono. Y'all need to get on your job. Sundays, you need to get on your job. We need you. Checkers, Burger King. We need y'all. We love buffet style.
Come on, Coach Floyd. We got to get healthy around these parts.
Yeah. Got people taking over the world. Taking over the world.
Coach Floyd, now what are we looking forward to this season? What's the biggest thing that we're looking forward to?
Well, the biggest thing is, to eliminate mistakes. Last year we had a great year, but I think this year we can do even better. I think with 1 year in, the kids adjusted to the program. Coach Jay is a wonderful coach and all the coaching staff. And I think it was just a familiarity thing where we could get used to each other. Now that we're used to each other, I'm looking forward to big things.
Big things.
Big things.
District championships.
Yes.
Playoff wins.
All the
state championships.
Get a call from the President of the United States. How y'all doing?
And after we got off the phone with Obama, we're all going to Brains Freeze for some yoga.
There it is. There it is.
Mike, you got anything?
Coach, you do a great job with these kids out here. You're an undisputed mentor. Tell me, what kind of sense of pride do you have carrying that to the community?
A lot, man. As you know, I wear 2 hats, and being a law enforcement officer, you're being faced with everything every day, and it's a joy coming when you switch hats, and being able to show the community just what real pride in football is all about. And then, you know what I mean? It's not an us against you thing. It's where the kids get used to being not only just seeing me as Coach Floyd, but as Officer Floyd or Detective Floyd, and here we are. We can communicate good. We can get things done, and it's it's a win-win for everyone.
All right, yeah, Coach. Any surprises in the spring and in practices now? Anybody stepping up that's been a pleasant surprise?
Man, let me tell you, the whole team. I couldn't just say one person. I'd say the whole team. I mean, offensively we're moving, defensively we're moving, defensive backs are learning. I think it's just one big party. You know what I mean? We're all coming together and for one common cause, and that's at the end of the year. We hopefully be standing right here with get you guys the state championship, and that's what we're heading.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you, Terry, because it's not without you wives understanding what these guys are doing. They bring passion, but at the same time, it's a lot of time away from you guys. So thank you for letting Coach sharing Teddy with us, if you will.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for stopping by our tent. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Coach, we love y'all. God bless y'all. Have a great year.
Go Bureau. Thank you.
Go Bureau.
Go Bureau. You're here with News Radio 1490 WTTV, the sideline, where your sideline pass is good every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. We're here right now with Jason Pierre and Will the Thrill Dawkins, talking Vero Beach High School football right here on Media Day. Guys, what's going on?
Nothing much, man.
Hey, 5:45 this morning.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What was going through your head?
It was dark. I walked outside. I was like, man, I'm still asleep. We got to put in work.
You got to put in work, but hey, I guarantee nobody else in Florida was putting in work on the football field that area this morning.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. No.
That's got to give you pretty good cause and good feeling coming over to Media Day, knowing that you guys got your work in already. These other guys out here sweating right now.
Yeah. Like how we is right now.
Yeah, exactly. You got your new jerseys on now. I don't know now. Nate says they can't get you tighter. Can they get tighter?
Oh, no. This is crazy right here, man. I don't even think my pads gonna get out. My muscle game is, is going good.
You can't see it though. They can make clear still for that. Clear that up a little bit. Jay, now you take it over for Doc. There's some big shoes to fill for Doc now. What do you think? You gonna surpass his 9 touchdowns from last year?
Yeah, man. I've been training with him a little bit before he went to college, and I did my own little training. I did a lot of hard work this summer, so I already put it out on the field.
He took off to Cornell, so you're taking off for him now. One thing he did I liked about Doc is he was a complete guy.
Yeah.
He blocked, he caught passes. You do it all too. What are you looking more forward to doing this year?
I look more forward to just being more vocal with the offense, on the offense side, and everybody think we're going to do good, but we're going to show you what's up.
Well, last year they predicted you guys go 2-9, 9-2. Will, what's up with that?
I don't know, man. This Vero Beach, man.
Respect the game, right?
Gotta respect it, man.
Now you're switching from defense going back to offense. Now that's going to leave a little bit of a hole over there. You got some guys that's going to step up, but are you looking forward to moving over to offense?
Yes, we went to the camp and I got comfortable at what I'm doing now. But I still want to play defense. But hey, whatever I got to do or we got to do, get a state championship. That's what I'm down for.
I can't help but notice you're wearing a certain number, your cousin's old number.
Yeah.
That comes with some responsibility. You're going to put a lot on your shoulders this year, aren't they?
It's a lot of pressure, man. A lot of pressure. Every time I get in this, I start sweating.
Coach Rahal said you might play some defense this year. You've been getting some looks over there?
I've been some back there, but we got Jamie back there. He's holding it down. He's doing this thing back there. So, there's no rushing to get back there. I'm fine where I'm at.
Oh, yeah. Now, what's the biggest difference between this year's team and last year's team? If you could say a couple things, what would it be?
First, we don't have as much as seniors we did last year. Last year, most of our starters were seniors, and we had a lot of people on the team that was motivating, and always had a positive attitude and stuff, and everybody always kept their head in the game. It was a good team last year, but we can do the same thing this year.
It's your turn to step up. Your turn to be that leader, Will.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
And then you got to get behind this guy, which he's short, but man, he brings that when he's around.
Yeah,
Where's the flag at, Jay?
Yeah, it's in the locker room, man. We took pictures with it earlier.
You got to have that
Speaking
flag.
of that, I got to say, when you're at special teams, you bring the thunder. Now, when are they going to start playing you on defense?
On defense? Nah, they don't coach it. I told him to put me in a blitz one time, just a little package. Let me jump over the line. I'm sticking out.
All right. So now going from defense to offense, do you like being hit or laying the hit?
Oh, I'm going to tell you the truth right now. I like laying that wood, but when that wood gets laid to you, whew, it make you think twice. Ain't nothing to be played with. We was up at a camp and I had a route across the middle and I didn't catch it properly and got my wig tore off.
Oh, good Lord.
There's nothing to be played with.
All right, well, you're back in the saddle, starting running back. What's the game you're looking forward to the most on the schedule?
Corporate Central and basketball game.
Nice.
Basketball don't say anything now, but we're ready, man.
That's the rivalry.
Yeah.
Mr. Rival, what about you, Will?
I'm looking forward to Central, like you said, and I'm also looking forward to Centennial. I went out to Miami camp with Dalton Stokes and Chris Flagg, and a couple of their DNs was there, talking what they're gonna do and stuff. So we ready to, shut that down.
The tradition of Bureau is we don't take care of it in the papers, we take care of it where?
On the field.
On the field, baby. That's
all
good.
that green grass.
All right, well, hey, you guys got anything else?
I got one thing to say to the fans. This year, we just want y'all to be more energy. We're going to be playing hard for you guys and everything, and just be more excited. And then when we score touchdowns, I just want to hear that, yeah. Just go crazy. Just jump around in the stands for it. That's it.
And also, they need to buy those all-in shirts.
Yeah.
Wear them backwards so they build your chest. All in.
Now, are they selling those or who's selling those?
I don't know. I think.
Yeah. You can talk to Coach Jay, put in a good word for us 12 man.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, guys, thanks for stopping by. Get out of the heat.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Diabetes acting up.
Who's next? Quarterback?
The ball boys, we want to have them out here too. Because Jankowski will throw some smack on Jason.
All right, Chris, stay back there now. You need a handler right there. You all right? Good? Yeah. Need some saucy pig?
Oh, yeah.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
This is Heiser. This is Dalton, right?
Yes.
Okay, making sure I can see you. All right, you're back again on the sideline. News Radio 1490 WTTB with your sideline pass good every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here in Indian River County. We're back at Media Day with the two quarterbacks, the left arm and the right arm, if you will. We got Ryan Heiser and Dalton Stokes. Guys, how you doing today?
Doing good. We're doing good. Enjoying Media Day. All the festivities. It's been a great experience.
What I want to know is, how did you enjoy the 5:45 practice this morning?
It was cool, I'll tell you that. It was a lot better than this heat, but it was nice, and getting out there. We know Sebastian's not doing that.
There you go.
No one else in the state.
I don't think you'll see
But you
another
wouldn't want to do it every day, though. No, okay.
I don't know. It's a pretty good trade-off. You guys want to go back to work after this?
Yeah, that's true. But hearing that alarm clock this morning, I was like, oh, man.
Too early.
Now, be honest. Did you take it like a defensive end and shrug it off, or did you slap it, or what'd you do to it?
Oh, man, I put it on snooze. Mom came in there.
Get up, get out of bed. All right, so you're looking at, you guys are going to be sharing the snaps a little bit.
Absolutely.
You guys going to have a lot of fun. You looking forward to the season?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. August 24th can't come soon enough for us. So.
I bet. Kicking off against Jensen Beach.
Yes, sir.
Now, the spring game, you guys played a really good team, Miami Northwestern. You guys got a lot of looks underneath the center there for the first time. How'd it feel? Walk me through that game, Dalton.
It was a great experience, getting out there. They're definitely, one of the top teams in the state. They got a lot of great athletes, fast, physical. But, taking some of those hits, it gets you ready.
Yeah.
It gets you ready. We know we're not going to, come across those guys again. But it definitely was a learning experience, and definitely helped me progress through the summer.
And then you took off the field. Ryan, you came on the field. Your second play, dude, you got your bell rung.
Yeah, I think actually it was my first.
Was it your first play?
Yeah, walk varsity.
I was actually on the other sideline getting ready to interview one of the coaches, and I saw the hit. I was like, oh God, Ryan, get up. Get up, Ryan. But I'll tell you what, you got right back up, man. And you got right back on the center, and you did your thing.
Yep. Those hits come a lot harder than JV. At least it's nice to know that I probably won't get hit harder than that this season.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. It was awesome to see you get up and just take command of the center, and I think you completed your very next pass. I was very proud to say, look at Ryan Heiser out there doing his thing.
I know, first thing I thought was like, where's the ball? I dropped the ball when I got hit, because I was just like 2 seconds into the play, I'm looking to the right side, and then I just get blindsided.
And like you said, welcome to varsity football, right?
Yeah.
All right, now you guys are coming up with the schedule. What's your biggest game? Which one are you looking at first, Ryan?
I'm looking forward, I think everybody's looking forward to the Fort Pierce Central game.
Sounds like
it's going to be on big TV. The stands are going to be packed. They're probably going to bring extra stands. And I'm also looking forward to, I think, West Boca maybe, or one of those teams down the stretch, because I met some guys at a football camp I went to, some quarterbacks that I know. It'd be interesting to play against them.
Awesome. What about you, Dalton?
I know for me it's Centennial. We want to get them back this year, and definitely Treasure Coast too, because we haven't had a district title in a little bit. And we definitely want to bring that back to town. So definitely looking forward to those two games. And of course, the ESPN Fort Pierce Central.
Absolutely.
That'll be a big game. So
it's going to be hyped up, isn't it? Now, real quick before we let you guys go, Mike, you got anything real quick?
Well, you guys are both legacy guys. You guys have both had family members, of some sorts, playing here for quite some time. Tell me what it's like. You guys are first-year varsity guys. You finally get to run out on the field as varsity players. Tell me what does that mean to the both of you guys?
Man, 2 years ago when my cousin Todd Fennell was the quarterback, just getting to talk to him and what's it like when you run out there on the field,
Right.
And of course my uncle Todd Fennell Sr. Just talking to him, what's it like winning a state championship? How do you be a leader like that? And just hearing it from them and getting just learning from them has just been great on me, great for me, and it's definitely really cool.
Yeah, it's nice too, because my older brother was a kicker here.
Good kicker.
Yeah, a couple years ago, and it was fun watching the games, and it just seeing all this stuff and everything that they did gets me excited for how the season's going to turn out for us.
How is it practicing against your defense? That's got to help you because they're coming hard and they're blitzing all the time. So that's got to be getting you ready. Everything else is going to be easier compared to that, no?
I'll tell you what, when you're trying to complete passes against a no-fly zone, it'll definitely get you ready. And then when you see big old Cole Ripple coming up the middle, but it makes you want to get the ball out fast. But they definitely make us better, and that's the great thing about it. So.
Make us better, we make them better too with our plays that we run off the blitz. That they got the safeties and everybody, the whole defense working. It's really good.
So what's your guys' prediction for your opponents for the season?
Sorry.
Sorry, dude.
And it's nice to have the athletes that we do. We have two strong at every position that can go out there and play and be a starter at all these other high schools. It's just unbelievable.
Just like on some of the teams Jason used to play on back in the day when they were going to the state semifinals.
That's right, and it was a lot of fun. I'll tell you, nothing ever changes by putting these jerseys on. I'll tell you what, you guys have got the best jerseys on. I feel the same way. Vero Beach is where it's at. Thank you guys for stopping by our table.
All right,
good luck this year. We'll see you guys throughout the season.
See you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, big man. Don't break the chair.
We'll get you guys on in a minute.
Not much, just loving the Vero status.
I bet. All right, here we go. And you're back right here on the sideline, News Radio 1490 WTTV. We're back out at Media Day 2012 with Vero Beach High School football. We've got big offensive lineman Chris Flagg. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, sir.
Have you ever had a 5:45 in the morning practice before?
Never.
Do you get up that early?
I usually get up around 10.
Gets up around 10, plays some Modern Warfare probably,
Yeah.
does something else, but you're not used to being in practice and being done by 10.
No.
And I always see him at the Saucy Pig.
He's always at the Saucy
He's
Pig.
always at the Saucy Pig.
He's a walking
They treat us
billboard.
right there.
They treat us right there.
That's right.
Mike, you got something for Chris?
Oh, well, I mean, where do I start? I mean, you had a bunch of schools after you, just recently committed to FIU, I'm sorry. I couldn't spit it out. They've got beautiful facilities down there. Cody and all those guys just went on and on about the facilities, and they told me that I was...
Did it cut out or did it just fill up?
You guys can't find Chris, and you need him for the game, and he's late. He's at Saucy Pig. I'm telling y'all right now.
Okay.
He lives there, Coach. You ready? All right, who we got here? This is awesome. Who's this?
This is Vincent Osborne.
Vincent
This
Osborne.
is Maurice Jones-Drew, Antonio Jones.
Oh, this is the law firm.
It's the law firm.
It's the law firm. We heard a lot about the law firm.
This is two of our, sophomore guys that have really stepped up throughout spring practice and in the beginning of camp this year. Two guys that we expect a lot of good things from.
All right, speaking of that, you got Media Day. What class you guys in? So you're sophomores? Both of you sophomores. How was the 5:45 in the morning practice for a sophomore?
Yeah, the weather was great too.
It was great?
Yes, sir.
Did you guys have to get up at 4:45 and go get the donuts or what?
Nah.
You made the freshmen do that.
They make us set up the field.
You have to carry the seniors' pads?
No,
They don't treat you like that? So how do you like your nickname, the law firm?
It's good.
You like that?
Yeah.
How many names you actually got?
My whole full name is about 4.
Okay, so we're going to stick to the law firm. Okay, we're going to stick to that. That's a lot to remember. What are you guys looking forward to this season?
Playing Central.
Playing Central. Now, were you guys both on the freshman team last year?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is your first time up in varsity. You're looking forward to the Central game. Is that only because it's got the ESPN tag on it, or is that because it's Central?
Nah, because it's Central.
It's Central, huh?
Yeah, I'm also looking at that Centennial game too.
Centennial, the district game.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah, Sebastian.
What do you think, Coach? These guys ready?
These guys are ready. They're easily can get excited for it.
Right.
You know, being that they're sophomores and we're going to have them for the next 3 years, and they're only going to get bigger, stronger, faster. They're both great kids, great character kids. They work hard. You have to chase them out of practice. You got to chase them out of the weight room. They just they don't miss a day. They're very super respectful. So that part of them you get overly excited for, and then just they're very talented from a physical standpoint, a football standpoint. They're both have instincts that you can't teach. You know, they got football savvy. You know, they're able to read things. You'll sniff it out before it happens. You tell them a couple times, they got it down, and then they coach themselves and go. So they're great kids, and we expect a lot of big things out of them this year.
Now, like you said, you're a younger team. You had a lot of guys leave last year. How much did you guys pick up from the elders that just left, that graduated?
Yeah, but a lot of shoes to fill too. Very hard.
See, I'm wearing number 6, Charles Ivy wore that, so people are going to be looking at me to make big plays, I think.
That's right. Charles is big shoes to fill.
Well, you guys are coming into the no-fly zone. I mean, you guys have some shoes to fill, of course, with Mr. Ivory departing and Will stepping over to defense. Tell me, I don't know, what have you picked up so far from Coach Ray Hall and some of their defensive backs about to play on varsity?
These guys are more like hybrid guys.
Uh-huh.
These guys are, kind of stand-up linebackers, rush ends. Probably could play strong safety and free safety in a pinch. I mean, they got that type of instinct.
Okay.
So, they were under my tutelage for a little bit, and the law firm still comes back. Every now and then I grab the Vincent for doing some cover schemes. We handle most of the cover schemes, and these guys are a big part of our cover scheme. So, they'll come over and hang out for a little bit, but they're more in the linebacker, type drills part of the period.
So what you're saying is they're just flat playmakers, and you need to get them on the field somehow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's kind of what we've done. He's kind of playing a will linebacker, which stand up end, and then when we go into more of a pass defense, let's say more of a nickel type defense, he's our X-man. He's kind of like a strong safety. So that's it, and that's who he becomes and what he does. And the Vincent could play inside at linebacker. He could play on the outside, and then he could play as a stand-up end and go. And like I said, they're they're excited kids. They both got to play a little bit against Northwestern. Law firm started, but Vincent got in, and they're just excited about the future that both those guys.
Yeah. Now what's the biggest difference between last year going into the spring and coming through this year? What's the biggest difference for you guys?
We're on varsity now. We're starting. We're trying to start. We want to become leaders on the team.
And if I'm coming up from freshman to varsity, I noticed that it's a lot faster game. So you got to keep the pace on.
Get hit a lot harder. Now my only question is if you ask him a question, does he charge you $200 an hour to answer? No? Send you a bill?
That's right. That's right. He does. He's my go-to guy. I probably called the kid every wrong name you can imagine, and then finally I just said, we're calling you the law firm, and then I used to say, I don't even know law firm's real name, yeah, he's a great guy. He keeps his mouth shut and does good work.
What are you guys looking forward to the most? 2012, before we let you go.
You said the Central game.
Central game's it. Sebastian.
Yeah.
County rivalry.
Yeah.
Looking for it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
How about for all your opponents? What's your prediction on the year for all your opponents?
Hopefully a better record than last year.
Yes, sir.
And we want to go farther in the playoffs.
Farther in the playoffs.
So look out.
Also winning district. Centennial won last year, so
You're
we want to
reaching
knock
for
them off
11
too.
Yeah, I know it's early in the season, but for the defense, which offense on the schedule do you think is going to pose the biggest problem for you?
Central, they have an all-state running back, Marcus Levy, and a couple of great receivers out there with Division I offense, so that'll be a challenge.
Nice.
All right, let's stop by the booth. Coach Ray, I'll make sure they get back in and get them fed. They're hungry, Coach.
Yeah, I'm counting on you guys to feed me at the Salsa Pig. I don't even need a bib when I go in there.
Just shovel it straight.
Guys,
nice.
Pleasure being around.
Thanks, guys.
For having these kids on.
No problem. Anytime, man. Be good. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys.
All right.
You're back with the 2012 football preview with the Sideline News Radio 1490 WTTB. I'm here with Connor Moore, Derek Bowler, my co-host, and Mike Bilecki, all around wordsmith, if you will. And we're back out in Media Day 2012, Vero Beach High School. Connor, how's it going today, Bubba?
It's all good.
5:45 this morning. You were out there in practice watching them boys go. How antsy are you? Are you ready to get back or what?
I can't wait to hit somebody. Well, could you explain your injury to everybody who doesn't know?
Sure. Yeah. So on the second day of spring, I broke my fibula in 2 places and had to go get surgery later that day. And I got a metal plate put in with 10 screws, and it was basically 3-4 month recovery time. And I'm at the tail end of all the rehab now, so I should be back by about the Sebastian game, maybe.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Now I got a plate in my leg too, so we need to fly airplanes together so we don't hold up the lines. I got the car carrying card from Husami. I've had that for years.
Yep.
Got to have that when you go to the airport. So
I got
get used
a
to that.
brand new one. Yeah.
Get used to that, Bubba.
Now my question to him is, you know, Coach Jay just was in here and said that we had a few stragglers at 5:45. Were you early or were you a straggler? And if you weren't a straggler, do you want to call out anyone a straggler?
No, I'm not going to call.
Okay.
You're not gonna roll over on anybody.
No, I'm not going to roll over on anybody. But I was there right at 5:45. Not a minute early, not a minute late.
I tell you what, man, you had a great season last year. They called upon you to play a little bit of both ways. Now you got a little wore out in Eastlake. Do you want to go back to that game, or should we skip that?
Well, it wasn't so much wore out. It was the projectile vomiting.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to.
No, I was sick all week. Actually.
Oh, were you? I didn't know that.
Then I missed 2 days of school. I mean, I came for like 3 periods, just enough so that they would let me practice, and then I would leave, go home, and take a nap.
Oh man!
And then, I mean, that was not the first time I threw up that week. Trust me, I was not feeling well. But
now, you have a demanding academic schedule. You take about as harder classes as they have to offer. So, I mean, not only do you have football to worry about, but you have to worry about catching up with those classes too.
Exactly.
What do you take away from the 2011 season?
I think it was very successful for having a first-year coach and new defensive and offensive scheme. I think we had a ton of talent. I mean, I think that it'll be interesting to see how a team will respond this year to not having to implement a new system. To have the same coaching staff 2 years in a row. I really think that we're going to thrive this year. I think that even with the loss of Med and Charlie and all the other guys, I think that we're still going to be very strong this year, if not better than last year. I mean, we're looking good out there.
I'll tell you what, you were picked to win 1 game last season, and you guys, okay, maybe you'll squeeze out 2. You guys went 9-2, made it to the playoffs. What do you got to tell them?
I just laughed when we were going to win 1 game. We have way too much talent to just win one game. I'll be surprised this year if we don't have similar success to what we did last year.
Well, that leads me now to some of the stuff that's out there now is saying you guys are going to win 2, maybe 3 games, come runner-up in the district if we're lucky. What do you think about 2012?
We're going to be fine. We're going to go at it the same way we did last year, just pass against the teams that rush us heavy, 7-8 guys in the box, and run against the teams that think that we can't run. So, I think we have just as much talent as we did last year. And I think it's a very similar situation. We have a lot of unproven guys that are very, very talented that I think are going to definitely show people that we mean business this year.
Talk to me a little bit about your recruiting. I mean, you've received a lot of attention over the past year and a half since you had a great showing at a camp out in Arizona. Just tell me about the process and tell me about some of the schools that you visited, because you've been on the road for quite a while checking places out.
So recruiting basically started in April last year when basically just out of the blue Jacksonville State offered me. I hadn't talked to anybody from there. Apparently they just saw my film and liked it. And then May rolled around, and on the second day of May I broke my leg. And the first day of May there were some college coaches there that came to talk to me, and they were saying that they liked a lot what they saw on film. And from surgery, and getting back off the serious pain meds when a couple of coaches that were there on the first day called me and they were like, well, we're ready to make you an offer. And I told them what happened. I broke my leg, and I was just like, I'm gonna be very upfront with you guys about what happened. They were like, yeah, so there's probably 5-6 schools that have said, we just have to see senior tape and then we can expect an offer from us. But
right.
So right now the official one's Jacksonville State, and then I have a number of other schools that are right in there. But I went.
Just came off a trip, right?
Yeah, this summer I went up to the Northeast. I visited a bunch of the Ivy League schools: Penn, Princeton, Yale, Harvard. Wow. Holy Cross. Yeah, I'd be happy on any of them.
Which one sticks out the most?
They're all great. I mean, it's hard to choose between any of them. But I mean,
don't do it.
Probably Penn and Yale.
That's great, man. If you have a scholarship offer of that caliber, Connor, you really done it. You know that.
I would be happy.
And we're looking forward to seeing you on the field.
Yeah, what games are you looking forward to the most this year?
Central for sure is number one.
Central.
I mean, those guys, they absorbed a lot of the Westwood kids, so
right.
They have all the talent that they had before, and now just all the people that they absorbed from Westwood. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. The game's been hyped up a lot. All their players have been talking. So when we played them in 7-on-7, it got really physical. That's definitely gonna be one to watch. It's gonna be basically everyone's gonna go all out. So.
What side of the ball do you want to play the most in that game?
I don't want to come off the field that game.
That's awesome. That is great.
Now tell us about when you're going through these practices. What's your favorite thing at practice, and what's your least favorite thing?
Favorite thing would have to be when we do pass protection against the defense. That's just one-on-one.
That's great.
Yeah, it's the most fun. And then least favorite, just hot. It's always hot.
So that was the trade-off this morning, right? 5:45. It was nice and cool.
And you couldn't see anything, but.
Oh, okay. They turned the lights on for you?
They turned on all the lights on the softball field next to us and the baseball field, and it was okay. They turned on the parking lot lights, and we had enough, residual lighting for about 30 minutes, so that when the sun came up, we could actually get stuff done until the sun came up. So.
Now, being a senior, did you ever think you were going to get here? Senior year coming around?
Seriously, it just felt like senior year was always so far away. It's weird.
Right.
It's weird sitting here and just being able to getting over there for the senior pictures. I was talking to Cole and Luke about it. Just like I remember when I was a sophomore and we were sitting there never thinking it would be us. I mean, it's unbelievable how fast time flies.
You get that season of firsts. I'm an Indian. I'm a varsity player. Now it's your season of last. So every day is your last of this and last of that. I mean, what do you take from that? What do you look to do? Where do you look to go?
I didn't even think about it. Just got to make the most of it and enjoy every minute, I guess. I mean, that's all that the attitude I can really take right now is just got to make the most of it and enjoy every minute.
Now back to schools and recruiting. I asked this question to a couple people earlier. Weather, proximity to home, is that a factor or not at all?
Not at all.
Or is that actually a detriment?
Not at all. I think it might actually be a good thing. I've lived in Vero Beach all my life, and I love Vero Beach, but in the long term, I think I would like to know that I can live somewhere where it snows. And, I'd just like to see the opposite side of 24/7 heat. So
make your own path.
Yeah, I mean, some people like it way up north. So I mean, there's really no negative to it. I mean,
now I've worked hand in hand with your mother with the booster club. You're not going to get away from it. So no matter how far away you go, she's going to track you down.
Exactly. That's why distance isn't an issue. They will always find a way to be there. So I'm not too worried about distance.
That's awesome. I'll tell you what, I look forward to seeing you on the field. I know the 12th man looks forward to seeing you on the field. Good luck in your last season in 2012. I hope the best for you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Always good to see you.
Now go get some saucy pig. He's about to. Nice.
Are you part of the 12th man? You want to be there? Make sure you tune in every Monday through Friday with your season pass. The Sideline, News Radio 1490 WTTB. All right, you're back right here, News Radio 1490 WTTB with our football edition. We're at Vero Beach High School Football Media Day, if you will. It's been a long day, Coach. Even for me, I can imagine what you're going through.
Yeah, we got an early start today at 5:45 start practice, so
listen to that. He's being nice on camera. Look at that. Now, tell me, what was the turnout for the 545 practice? How did you do?
We did good. We did good. I mean, for the most part, everybody that we were expecting was there. Had a couple stragglers, but other than that, it was good. It was good stuff. It was probably the most enthusiastic practice that we had, thus far. I mean, it was only our third day, but you never know. It's kind of uncharted territory for us, going that early. But I tell you what, the weather was great. It's probably 30 degrees cooler than it is even right now, and we got a lot of good work done. So.
Now, is the penalty for being late or missing practice still down-ups these days?
We got all kinds of penalties. I'd rather not discuss on camera.
I still owe Coach Aaron some down-ups, so don't remind him, please. Looking forward to 2012. Now, of course, everybody around here picked you guys as win 1, maybe 2 games last year. You surprised them all going 9-2 and making the playoffs. Great season for your first year. What are you looking forward to this season?
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody can put any higher expectations on our team than we do as a coaching staff. So we set the bar pretty high. We've got great kids that work very hard, and through the transitional phases from spring to summer and now into fall, I think everything's gone fairly smooth. We're on schedule. We're heavy into the install phase of our practices this first week. We just finished day 3. We're installing, all 3 phases of the game, from offense to defense to the kicking game, and so everything is on schedule. I hope to not have too many bumps in the road as we get through this install part of the practice plan. But like I said, right now everything is going as planned, and really excited about moving forward.
Now, health. Getting Connor Moore back. Manny's down. How is the overall health of the team right now?
Well, it's early, so the health is good. We haven't gotten Connor back yet. He was just released to start running on Monday, so he hasn't participated in a full practice yet. So he's probably looking at a couple weeks out before he can practice full speed. But Connor's working his tail off to get back, and I can promise you there's nobody more anxious or excited about getting back than Connor is. Maybe myself. I'll be excited. But Manny is out. Unfortunately, we had a great 3 days of camp. It was a padded camp over at Stetson FCA camp, and Manny got hurt the last day. Pretty serious injury, dislocated his ankle and broke his fibula in his leg. So he had surgery and is probably looking at a 3-month recovery process. He's early on in that right now. So hopefully everybody can keep their thoughts and prayers with Manny, because he's out, and I know that he's missing being out here. I talked to him last night, and he's going a little stir crazy in the house. So I promised I'd get him over here and let him watch practice. I think he's got a doctor's appointment today, and hopefully he's healing and going through the recovery process on schedule.
Real quick, you just alluded to the camp. Now, you're saying your practice schedule just opened up. You're in your 3rd day.
Right.
Now, but before that, I know there's a lot of rules and regulations, but you guys get together. You have 7-on-7 tournaments and camps. Walk me through that real quick. What's the schedule like in off season?
It's and that's probably why we're sitting as we are, feeling pretty confident as far as our schedule goes, and with our installs, is just because the rules and regulations in the summertime now are, other than the fact that you can't put on a helmet, you're for the most part able to do just about anything, and so we worked out 4 days a week, and we work on the standard things, getting bigger, getting faster, getting stronger, and then we as you mentioned, we participated in 7-on-7s and did some tournaments and things like that. We ended our summer with a 3-day padded camp over at Stetson University in DeLand, and there were 9 schools there, some of the best teams in the state: Lakeland High School, Lake City, Columbia, DeLand, Gainesville High School. It was some great competition, and it was a team camp, so we jumped right into scrimmage format, and so we were doing a lot of coaching on the run, because the one thing that you don't do in the summertime is you don't work on a lot of run game, you don't work on a lot of team defense, you're working a lot of pass coverage and 7-on-7, but so fortunately everybody's in that same boat, so everybody's doing a lot of coaching on the run, and we saw steady improvement in those 3 days. Our kids really came together as a team, and I think that's probably a big reason that you do one of those 3-day camps where you're around each other 24/7, and we saw our team come together, and hoping that can propel us into the season.
Coach, one of the big pluses you have this year, and this was brought up when we were interviewing your quarterbacks, is you guys are legitimately too deep at almost every position this year, and That hasn't happened probably since the days of when Jason played under Billy Liggins back in the mid-90s. Now, and when the high school split, of course, and Sebastian River became their own. Tell me, what kind of an asset is that to have that kind of a depth, preseason and during the season?
Well, it makes for great practices. Whether we want to admit it or not, when we don't have anybody pushing us behind us, probably most of that is subconscious. We have a tendency as just human beings, human nature, not to work very hard. But when you have a guy pushing you, and you have that competition within, I don't think there's any greater motivation. And so our guys stay motivated to work very hard, and they push each other. And we've worked very hard to establish that depth. We're very lucky to have a 60-man roster, and within that 60-man roster, I just mentioned this to our team today. We don't have any dead weight. We've got 60 guys that can play and are ready to play and work very hard and come every day and those kinds of things. So when you're in a situation like that from a coaching standpoint, it makes for great practices. It builds a lot of team camaraderie because you don't have time for a bunch of nonsense, and when you have your players recognizing that and your team leaders recognizing that, then the guys that may not have been around as long or may not have played as much but may have some talent recognize and realize that's the way you're supposed to act. So
well, your quarterbacks kind of said that. You said they get to practice against the no-fly zone. Yeah. And guys blitzing them all day, so everything else is kind of they feel they're prepared for anything because you guys are getting at it on there. What other surprises have you had from the spring and practice now? Any kids that are stepping out, jumping out, coming out, putting in the effort?
Yeah, I think there are some individuals, but the thing that jumps out is as Mike mentioned, just that we've got a 60-man roster, and I really do feel comfortable and confident that we're 2 or 3 deep at each position. And I think there's two sides of that story. One side is that we do have some depth, and the other side is maybe not looking at it from the glasses half empty approach, but maybe there's nobody that's separated himself from the pack yet either. So and I'm not real sure where we're at. I'd like to think, and I have a tendency to think optimistic, but I'd like to think that we have some good players and there's a couple good guys at each spot. So but the thing, as practice goes, we have our quarterbacks work against great DBs, our receivers work against those same guys. Our offensive line, even though we're in helmets, I mean we had a team period each day this week so far, a 30-minute team period where we're going scrimmage without pads on. So in one sense, I mentioned in post-practice meeting today that our offensive line, the last 3 days have really just been sitting targets with the bull rush coming at them. It's pretty tough to protect yourself without any pads on. So I don't think there's any one position more excited about putting on pads tomorrow than our offensive line, because we have, as I mentioned, we're going through the install phase, and we haven't cut back on putting in any blitzes or formations or offensive plays or anything in the kicking game either. So we're working very hard to install, and our guys are having to see some things that on the third day of practice they usually don't see.
Speaking of the kicking game real quick, tell me about the progression of Carson Dietrich this year. He's not only coming into his own as a kicker, he has the tools, he's had the tools, but from what I've seen, his punting looks almost as good as his place kicking does. Tell me what kind of a weapon he's going to be this year.
You know what? We talked about summer, and Carson's had a phenomenal summer. He's gone to several kicking camps, and we're very fortunate to have hired Mickey Grudy, who is a former punter at FAU, an All-American punter, and very knowledgeable in the kicking game, both kicking and punting. So with Carson being our punter this year, he's worked very hard with Carson. Those guys have spent a lot of time together this summer, and it's a huge phase of the game that sometimes gets the least amount of recognition. And you guys know from covering every game that we played last year, there were several games where we either created a huge advantage with respect to special teams, like some plays that stick out in my mind, the peach kicking in Fort Pierce Central where we get a big hit and recover the fumble, but field position and things that may not show up in the stat book, just getting balls out when you're backed up and getting the So depending on where you're at as far as the field zones and things like that, I mean, special teams are huge. We try to keep our playmakers on special teams. As a matter of fact, something that we preach is, you know, if you need a play off or you need to take a throw, you know, do it on offense or defense. We don't want to take any plays off on special teams. So try to get our kids to buy into that, and I think they do, and they take pride in playing special teams.
Real quick before we let you go, you got a lot of big feet, big shoes to fill, so to speak. You got Nick Madden, he set all kinds of school records. Awesome quarterback. You got to replace him, Doc. You got to replace with Jason Pierre. I think he's got a pretty good role there. And then Charlie Miller. You got Jamario Lambert coming out, and of course Charles Ivory. And you know, there's more to name. How do you name them all? But I mean, do you see people stepping up in those roles right away?
I do. I mean, you know, they really don't have a choice because those positions are open, and you know, some of the things that you really hope for and wish for, I think, at this stage of the game. You know, you mentioned Nick, and on top of Nick's great stats and the things that Nick brought to the table on the field, he just was a tremendous leader. Right. And so, you know, our guys really followed his lead, and that's something that we're looking, you know, to establish and gain here this preseason, because that stuff just can't happen. If you know, the players are really a lot smarter than we sometimes give them credit for, and you know, our guys, our so-called leaders, have to earn the respect from the players. You do that through example, you do that through work ethic, and eventually even execution. So, you know, I think we still have some work to do in that department. But
are you going to be any more busy than you possibly can be on the sideline, or what?
Yeah, it'll be. You know, that's a two-folded deal as well. You know, losing Coach Watkins is obviously, you know, tough from a couple vantage points. One, you know, being doing his obvious duties on the field. He's a close friend and had a great rapport with our players. So, on top of that, we lose Coach Kendall, who worked with our offensive linemen, and we had coached together for the last 8 or 9 years as well. So, you know, losing those two guys on one side of the ball, we reshuffled our coaching staff, so to speak, and gaining Coach Leslie, moving Coach Leslie over. He kind of volunteered to come over to the offensive side of the ball. He has some previous head coaching experience and worked on the offensive side of the ball. It's been a big boost for us on the offensive side, working with our O-linemen, and yeah, so I've really enjoyed. I've hated to lose Coach Watkins, but I've enjoyed getting more involved with the offense. I try to stay active with it, but usually just told those guys to shut me up when I need to. So anyway, it's been fun. It's nice to have great kids to work with, and we do have a great staff. We have a lot of fun together, and not just the players but the coaches as well. And so yeah, I mean it's a good time. So it's a fun time of the year. Everybody's excited. I think our community's excited. I know, you know, the inner part of the team, whether it's the coaches, the players, the faculty and staff, you guys that stay actively involved. Everybody kind of has that football fever right now, so it's fun.
Now they're all important, but any games sticking out to you right now on the schedule?
Yeah, the first one.
Nice.
So we've got a game on August 24th, and we're sitting here. I think it's August 8th. Yep. And when I say it like that, you know, I start getting some butterflies, and you know, start thinking, well, I just said that we're on schedule with our install, and finished our 3rd day, and then I mentioned we play on August 24th. You know, we're staring at a field that has some patchwork and some repairs to get done. You know, there are all those kinds of things that jump out at you. You know, in the camp phase of the season. You know, but most importantly, getting our guys ready to play. So, looking forward to getting in pads tomorrow. We'll have another morning practice tomorrow, and see where we're at in pads.
Good luck. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year, and we're all rooting for you.
Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks for everything.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, bye.
Be good? Yep. All right, you're back with the Sideline News Radio 1490 WTTB. If you're playing it, we are covering it. We got the most important people out here at Media Day. These are the guys that keep the game going and the players ready to play. These are the ball boys / water boys that do it all, the Maytag guys, if you will. Who we got? We got Little Rip, We got little Jay, Janikowski, and baby Ray Hall. How you guys doing today? What do you guys like the most about Media Day?
Mainly just seeing all the players, taking their pictures, and just going out and having.
Now, do you think your brother Cole earns all the respect he gets out here? Everybody should be taking his picture, interviewing him. What do you think?
Or can you beat him up?
Can you beat him up? Tell the truth. What happens at home?
Well, I've seen it happen.
So if he's cheating at the Xbox, you throw the hammer down on him, huh?
Yeah. Now, hey, real quick, before we go over to Coach Jay's little girl right here, what do you predict for your Dolphins team this year?
We're gonna have this is my last year on the Dolphins, and we have a big team. We're having almost everybody back, so it's gonna be a good year.
Undefeated?
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe. I like it. What do you say, Ryan? Ryan Jankowski, Lenny's little boy here. He's not a bad basketball player, but I heard he's even better on the football field. What you got to say, Bubba?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to the most out of 2012 with the Indians?
Seeing us win state.
Going all the way to state, huh? I tell you what, when you're out the game, you got to locate little Jay. I'll tell you why. You think his dad's got some actions, throwing the hands, making the faces. You got to see Ryan out there, boy. He lives and dies with every play.
Yeah, there's nothing worse if you're a ref and an 11-year-old's getting all over you.
He's just in your face throwing footballs at you. How much fun is it to be on the sideline with your dad during the games?
Fun, because when you're on the sidelines, you can see the play more closely and stuff. And when you're up in the stands, it's kind of fun to just.
Have you ever been ran over during a play?
No.
Almost a couple times. And then we got little Joey Rahal right here. He also plays recreation football. Hold on, let me go back to Ryan. Recreation football. You're on the Dolphins with a little rip here. Are you guys going undefeated?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah?
Gonna beat the Packers to death.
You're gonna beat the Packers to death. Now let's move over to baby Rahal. Joe Rahal, how you doing, man?
Yeah.
How you like being out there with your dad, Coach Brian Rahal?
Amazing.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
You learning a lot when you're out there?
Yep.
So you like running the footballs on and off the field as well, catching the extra points and all the whole nine?
Yeah.
Have you ever been ran over during a play?
Almost.
Almost?
Someone punched me in the chest though.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are all the players nice to you, or some give you some attitude?
No, they're all nice.
They're all nice. You guys ever tell them what to do out there? You tell them they're doing something wrong, you tell them to straighten it out, tighten it up? You guys tell them all the time?
Mm-hmm.
And I just figured out a name for you guys. Now you guys can take this name and coin it, okay? You know we have the no-fly zone. Well, you guys are the air traffic controllers.
Really
like that.
That's kind of big, though. I don't know if I can do that.
That's
air traffic control. It's a stupid name.
He just fired you as his representative. You're not his agent anymore. You're fired, man. All right, what are you guys looking forward to the most 2012, Rip? What are you looking forward to?
Hits.
The hits, baby. What about you, Coach Jay? Son.
State.
Ryan wants to win state. Big things coming out of here.
State or bust.
What about you, baby Ray Hall? Uh-oh.
Sing, you get fired. Oh! Winning state.
Oh!
And sing big hits.
Nice. There you go. Nice. You got it from the people who are most important to the team. You're listening to Sideline News Radio 1490. Talk to you again. All right, guys. Get out of here. That was funny.